Hello, my loves. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to share with you what I went through in my toxic relationship. And, hopefully this helps you if you are in a toxic relationship and you get to know me a little bit more of what I went through and how I have healed and what my journey was. So anyway, this is my story. So as always, the beginnings are always very sweet, and I actually met my ex in elementary school. I was his first kiss, which is very cute, and he sort of kept tabs on me, and we reconnected years later. I believe it was like 10 years or so later, and so we were very young. We were in our 20s, and now what I know now, I did see a lot of red flags, but I ignored them, right? And even then, I know that I saw them and I was trying to make it a no big deal. This is just with that person, not with me. Making up excuses. We always do this for men. We make up excuses when we see a behavior that we're not too crazy about. So, anyway, I did see the red flags from the beginning, but I chose to ignore them. And as time went on, things started escalating. You start small, maybe just one little thing here, one little thing there. So I started seeing how he was, verbally abusive. He was very controlling, right? And so, um, little by little, I started seeing more of his personality, of how great he was, when we were happy, but how awful and hurtful and disrespectful he was when we were not happy, when things, when there was conflict in the relationship. So as the relationship progressed, I started seeing more and more of these red flags, and they were obvious, right? It's nothing that I could really have an excuse for. But as always, we want to make an excuse, right? So there was always a reason why he did the things that he did, and it made sense in my mind at that point, right? And everybody else, I mean, everyone, my family, my friends, they were just like, this is not a good fit. This is not a good guy for you. But I was blind. I was so in love, or so I thought. And that I tied chemistry with the that trying to win his heart, of his being emotionally unavailable for me. That was so alluring and attractive to me in some way, right? So we dated for 2 years, and throughout those 2 years I was miserable. I was very unhappy. And even after we broke up, he actually was the one who decided to break it off, because he had met someone else, which in a way was a blessing for me. Even though I did not see this at the time, I saw this as, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. How could he, like, choose someone else? But thank God he did. And I was able to go on my own journey. And so throughout, a year or so after we broke up, I, subconsciously, I was, pushing men away. I was not attracting the quality men that I wanted. And so eventually, as I healed and I went through that and did everything that I could in my power to, be in a good, healthy relationship with myself, that was key. So number one thing that you need to do if you're going through this is, regain that power by, having a really solid relationship with yourself. So being so in love with you, completely adore yourself, and know that the right man is gonna come, and he's gonna love you, and he's gonna treat you like a queen, because you deserve that. And no matter what happens, because when you're treated that way, your self-esteem just gets hit after hit after hit, and then you feel like you're not even worthy, you're not lovable. And so I felt like I wasn't lovable, and so loving myself was really key to knowing that even though this wasn't working for me, I would find someone who was the right fit for me. So if you're going through this and maybe you have decided to leave this man, know that it will be painful. You will have a lot of pain, especially with toxic relationships. I find that, they're very painful because the highs are high, right? And so, um, and there's just such an imbalance that there's such it's so bad for you. It's so unhealthy. It's like an addiction. I really see it as an addiction. When you are in a toxic relationship, you're sort of like addicted to that person and addicted to that behavior where it's not so, where it's really, really great and then not so great at all, right? So you're addicted to that drama in a sense, and you feed off of it, right? It makes you feel maybe alive, maybe it makes you feel like this is passion, and so, but it's very unhealthy at the end. It's like, I kind of see it as junk food, right? You eat it and it feels so good in the beginning, but then at the end you feel bloated and it just doesn't feel so good, right? So it's sort of that. It's sort of like being addicted to that feeling, and so know that it is a process, and it does take time to heal through it all and let go of that old relationship. But whenever you think of him, just like, send him love, send him light, but keep going. You keep going on your path because you will find that amazing man, that amazing relationship that you desire, just like I did. Okay, my love? So I just wanted to share that with you, a little bit about me. And yeah, sending you a big hug. And as always, I love seeing your comments below. I really want to create a community here on YouTube, where we can, really share our thoughts with each other and love each other through it all. So if maybe you're going through something, share it here. Or if you have gone through something and you have something, a really good tip or maybe some advice for the women who are going through it, please don't be shy. Put it below. I'd love to see your comments. And thank you so much for watching my video. Okay, love you. Bye.